And they're off. Showing speed from the inside is Not Your Honey with Tango Secretos, and now hustling is Arrivederci after a slightly slow start. Bella Gusto also forwardly placed. Faithful Gift is racing towards the back, a length and a half better than the trailer, Sugar Drop. They roll into the turn, and Arrivederci at 1-5 has now cleared. He's opened up 2 lengths on Bella Gusto. It's a gap of 3 back to Faithful Gift, who's moving well past the opening quarter in 22-2. Fourth on the inside, Tango Secretos. Sugar Drop tries to launch a rally, and it's well back to Not Your Honey. At the quarter pole, it's Arrivederci. He's opened up 5 lengths as they swing for the drive. Arrivederci on top. Faithful Gift is into second past Bella Gusto, who's offering little. Tango Secretos tries to rally up the rail with 1/8 of a mile to go. They've still got 3 lengths to reel in Arrivederci. The only threat is Faithful Gift. Faithful Gift trying to come down the outside. Arrivederci responding, coming down to the wire. Arrivederci, Faithful Gift, one last surge. Arrivederci holds on. Arrivederci by a head over Faithful Gift. Third was Sugar Drop, and then Tango Secretos. 5 furlongs and 59-4. And they're off. Perfectly level beginning, showing speed from the center. That's Red Maple. Anarchy drives through to put the pressure on. Sunyani is going to stalk from third on the outside of MC Jackhammer, who's losing position and about to be passed by Core and Big Time Louie. It's a duel into the turn, but the advantage goes to Anarchy at 1-9. He's a half length better than a ridden along Red Maple. It's a gap of 5 lengths back to Sunyani, who's found the rail. They went the opening quarter in 21-4. Big Time Louie is moving well on the outside in fourth, then Core and MC Jackhammer. But as they reach the quarter pole, it's Anarchy. He's made short business of Red Maple. They swing for the drive. Anarchy, not asked at all, well clear, 5 lengths. Sunyani now splitting horses, Core, and down the far outside, Big Time Louie. It's a stack of 5, all trying to reach Anarchy, but they're not making a dent in the margin at all. Anarchy, and Edgar Zenteno asks for more, responds. He's opened up 7. He's much the best. It's Anarchy. Big Time Louie up for second, then Core and Sunyani. 5 furlongs and 57-3. And they're off. Speedy Lady out like a shot from the outside, but here comes Charlita vying for position. Between them is Rolling Rocks. Fourth on the outside is Lots of Legacies with Disgruntled Pelican. Sinful Forester advancing along on the inside to look for position. The trailer hustled along is Towns of Breeze. Charlita takes the lead from Speedy Lady, who's still racing deep on the course. Into third along the rail, Sinful Forester with Lots of Legacies and Rolling Rocks between horses. The opening quarter was 22-4. Disgruntled Pelican launches into position. She's up to third, and at the back still is Towns of Breeze. Up the inside, Sinful Forester has been given space and is making a bid for the lead as Charlita begins to back out. Speedy Lady is right there, and Disgruntled Pelican now has the lead. It's a 3-way tussle as they reach the quarter pole. It is Disgruntled Pelican leading the way into the stretch. Speedy Lady needs to find more. Sinful Forester had a bid but is tiring. From the back, Towns of Breeze tries to launch a rally. There's an eighth of a mile to go. It is Disgruntled Pelican with the lead. Towns of Breeze down the far outside trying to reach Speedy Lady for second. Disgruntled Pelican has the lead. Speedy Lady, Towns of Breeze with a late surge. Towns of Breeze down the far outside. Disgruntled Pelican, Towns of Breeze gets up. It's Towns of Breeze and Juan Crawford. Disgruntled Pelican, then Speedy Lady. 6 furlongs in 1:12 and 3. And they're off. Fix Your Hair Up Pretty broke well, but from the outside, Legally Charitable is going for the lead. Hard ridden along the rail is Fulcra, and between them is Rifling. It's a pace battle up front, Fulcra with the advantage. Rifling second between horses, Legally Charitable 3 deep. Mo Twilight in a garden spot from fourth, watching this trio. She's racing 2.5 lengths better than the trailer, Fix Your Hair Up Pretty. Very contested opening quarter. They went that fraction in 22 and 1, 3 across the track. It is Fulcra losing the lead to Rifling. She takes back. Legally Charitable at 1-9 is right there. Mo Twilight angles off the inside to go around Fulcra and try and launch her bid. Still at the back is Fix Your Hair Up Pretty. These two have been locked in battle every step of the way. Legally Charitable now has a length on Rifling. Mo Twilight is third, asks for a bit more, and Fix Your Hair Up Pretty tries to get going from the back. The half was 45 and 2. At the head of the lane, Legally Charitable has disposed of Rifling, and nobody's coming. Legally Charitable has opened up 3. An eighth of a mile to go. It's Legally Charitable. Rifling going to try and hold place from a late closing Fix Your Hair Up Pretty, but coming down to the wire, this is all Legally Charitable. Legally Charitable draws off to win by 6. Rifling held second from Fix Your Hair Up Pretty, then Mo Twilight. 6 furlongs in 1:10 and 1. And they're off. Showing speed from the inside, my two Aunt Jones with Where Is Essa deep on the course. Paperback Hero also looking to be forwardly positioned. Cost Basis is going to race in fourth along the inside. Then we have Mr. Marshall. Kitty Holiday is racing wide, and Wilberforce towards the back. On the inside, it is my two Aunt Jones racing a length better than Where Is Essa. Paperback Hero is 2 lengths off the lead from the 3-path. Cost Basis saves ground as they pass the quarter in 22 and 4. Kitty Holiday is ranging 4 deep, trying to make an early move with Mr. Marshall splitting horses, and still at the back, just 4 lengths off the leader, is Wilberforce. Where Is Essa takes the lead away from my two Aunt Jones as they race into the turn with less than 3 furlongs to go. Paperback Hero is right there from third. Kitty Holiday, 4 deep. Cost Base is going to need to do better from 5th. Then we have Mr. Marshall, who's stalling, and Wilberforce yet to tack on. 45 and 1 to the half. They swing for the drive, and the lead is now belonged to Paperback Hero. Paperback Hero and Where Is Essa locked in battle. Cost Basis looking for somewhere to go. Now finds a split with Kitty Holiday widest of all. Who do you like here with a 16th of a mile to go? They're 4 across the track. Where Is Essa? Here's Cost Basis. Kitty Holiday right there too. Cost Basis in the middle. Cost Basis proves best. Cost Basis, a photo for place between Kitty Holiday and Where Is Essa. Paperback Hero was 4th. 6.5 in 1:16 and 3. And they're off. Name of the game out a bit slowly. Garofoli showing speed from the outside. Here comes Shaku Maku with his early foot. Shaku Maku rushes out to make the early lead. It's Shaku Maku by 2. Garofoli second, working to save ground. Bella Future is racing in third along the inside with Name of the Game. Between horses Sea to Air and out wide Victory March. The trailer 7 lengths off the leader is Diomedes. They roll into the turn. It is Shaku Maku opening quarter 21 and 4. Garofoli is fighting the rider, getting out a bit. Victory March forced to go very wide. He's 4 deep. Name of the Game between horses. Bella Future. Now Garofoli straightens out from second. Sea to Air is backing up, and Diomedes yet to get involved. They swing for the drive. Shaku Maku just off the rail, being headed by Garofoli. Victory March down the far outside. It's these 3 with a furlong to go. The lead now belongs to Garofoli, but Victory March is gaining ground on the outside. Shaku Maku tries to fight back. Garofoli going best. Garofoli, one last push from Victory March, but Garofoli will hold on. It's Garofoli a length. Victory March was second, then Shaku Maku well back to Bella Future. 5.5 in 1:02 and 3. That is a new track record in the long run thoroughbred retirement stakes. And they're off. Fascination Street being sent from the far outside to make the early lead. Hixie will also vie for early position with Palace Prince along the inside. Storm and Dave going to be mid-pack with Dot's Vision racing on his inside. Jack the Cat will save ground, racing as a trio with Cupid's Claws and 3 deep 40 Flash. Then it's 3 more lengths to Classy Whisper, and at the back, Karoom. They race around the clubhouse turn and go into the backstretch. Fascination Street found the rail, but he's being hounded by Hixie. These 2 duel and open up 2.5 lengths on Palace Prince, who's well spotted in third. Fourth on the outside is Storm and Dave. Jack the Cat fifth, saving ground with Dot's Vision, a half length back to his outside. The opening quarter 23 and 2. Wide on the course, 40 Flash, followed by Cupid's Claws. Karoom still at the back, and the trailer is Classy Whisper. They race into the far turn. The duel continues. Hixie has a short advantage over Fascination Street. Palace Prince has made his way to the outside and gains ground with every stride. Storm and Dave also right there. Jack the Cat looking for somewhere to go. Dot's Vision is next, then Cupid's Claws. Classy Whisper wails to the forepath to try and launch a rally from the back. The half was 46-1. They turn into the stretch. It's Palace Prince, the new leader with Storm and Dave, and here's Jack the Cat. He found the far outside, and he's unleashed his rally. It's Jack the Cat and Juan Crawford. Tony Adamo and Icon Stables red hot this week. Jack the Cat kicking clear. Late rally from Cupid's Claws, but they're not going to get to Jack the Cat. It's Jack the Cat by 2. Cupid's Claws, then a photo for show between Storm and Dave and Palace Prince. About 7 furlongs and 124 flat. And they're off in the long run Thoroughbred Aftercare Stakes. A beautiful start. Nice baby showing speed with Crafty Oaks along the inside. Dropping back to a stalking spot is Classy Image with Traves to her outside. Deep on the course is Frackamore. After a slightly slow start, Foolish Games making a big early run for the lead. Towards the back early is Mountain Sound, and the trailer is Clara You the Best. They race into the turn. The opening quarter was completed in 22 flat, and now overtaking them all is Foolish Games. Foolish Games up by a length. Classy Images second on the inside. Traves making a 3-deep bid with Crafty Oaks between them. Nice Baby is in contention, angling 4 wide. Mountain Sounds begin to muster momentum with a quarter of a mile to go. It is Foolish Games with the lead at the head of the stretch. 3 deep. Traves is trying to make a run. Mountain Sound angling to the outside. The half was 45-1. Here comes Traves. Foolish Games holding the lead. Mountain Sound with a late run. Traves and Foolish Games. A scintillating finish in the long run Thoroughbred Aftercare. It's Traves. Mountain Sound one last push, but Traves and Amanda Vandermeersch prove best. Traves over Mountain Sound, then Crafty Oaks, Foolish Games, and Clara You the Best. 5.5 in 104 and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fort Erie Racetrack. For our first Monday card of the season here at the Border Oval, it is a hot day, 26 degrees Celsius, 80 Fahrenheit. We've got a solid wind coming out of the west at 14 miles per hour. Main track is fast and turf course is firm for this 6-race Monday. Visit our website, forterieracing.com, for information about everything going on here at the track. Tune into the pre-race show to get info about the track conditions, scratches and changes, handicapping selections, and info about upcoming races and events. Racing will be back tomorrow at Fort Erie. This is our first 2-day week of the season. Post time tomorrow will be 4:30. Join us on Monday, June 30th, for a free concert at the Tiki Bar featuring The Trip. Wiener Dog races take the track on Sunday, July 13th. Registration is free, admission is free, and for registration details, go to our website. For more dog racing action, Sunday, August 17th, we'll have the Basset Hound and Corgi races. Fort Foodie Fest returns to the Border Oval this year, Sunday, July 27th. Post time is at noon. Mark your calendars. The 90th running of the Prince of Wales Stakes will be on Tuesday, September 9th. New to Prince of Wales Day this year, we will be hosting a fashion contest, so come out to see who will be crowned the best dressed at the 90th Prince of Wales. Today's prize draw features an autographed Prince of Wales t-shirt signed by winning jockey Justin Stein. We want to say thank you to our partners at Oneida New Holland of Fort Erie. They provided us with a new tractor for our track maintenance this season. We are very thankful for our ongoing partnership. Be sure to book your table in the Turfside Dining Room, open on live racing days. Reservations are recommended. Head down to the Paddock Shack for burgers, hot dogs, sausages, fries, and poutine, plus beer and soft drinks, located near the walking ring. Treat your team to an exciting day at the races. It's only $12.39 per person plus tax. The track pack includes one food item, one drink, and a Fort Erie live racing program. For more information, go to our website. Become a member of HPIBet.com today. Get $100 when you bet $100, plus your first bet is on us. We are having non-winning ticket draws today. Bring your non-winning ticket to the customer service desk to enter the prize draw. Tune into your TV Niagara for the Fort Erie Race Replay Show, Channel 700, Thursdays at 10:30 and Saturdays at 10. Smoking is allowed in designated areas only at Fort Erie Racetrack. No food or beverage are allowed in these areas, and no cannabis is allowed on the property. Up next are today's changes. 6 races on tap. Race 1 is clear. No changes in the first. In race 2, we have a rider change on the number 1, Tachyon Speed. Make the rider Cheyenne Kerr. Correct the weight to 117 pounds with a 5-pound bug. In race 3, we have a rider change on the number 2, Night Saber. Make the rider Pierre Mailhot. A couple of overweights. The number 6, Now You See Me. The rider will be 1 pound over at 121. And the number 7, Tap Room, 1 pound over at 113. Race 4 is clear. No changes in the fourth. In race 5, we have an overweight on the number 3, Karoom. The rider will be 3 pounds over at 113. Race 6, cancel the Jackpot High Five. There will be no Jackpot High Five wagering in race 6. Number 3, 40 Flash, we have a rider change. Make the rider Pierre Mailhot. And a steward scratch of the number 7, Serchon. Pleased to be back for our first 2-day of racing a week here at the Border Oval. 6 races on tap today. A very hot but nice day outside with the breeze, fast and firm. Let's take a look at our selections. Race 1 is an allowance race for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2. We're going 5 furlongs on the main track. It is a field of 5 to kick off the card. I've gone to the number 2, Ruby's Ghost, for Mickey Neubauer and Charles Fipke. Melanie Pinto will be in the saddle. Ruby's Ghost broke her maiden in the Summer Solstice Cup on opening day, tracked the early speed, made a bid on the turn, and was able to prove best in the stretch. In a very game effort. We know she has the speed to be tactical at this 5 furlong distance. Has a win under her belt. I think she is live for a shot to double up. Another one who's going to take support is on the inside, number 1, Linda's Opal. Edgar Zenteno and Nick Malini Jr. have been a near unstoppable combo so far into the meet. Linda's Opal got a very easy pace and kick clear to win by 8 in a maiden special weight on June 3rd. That was a very low quality field for the level. Rolling Rocks and Charlita both came back with disappointing efforts last week. Linda's Opal, though, again, has the speed from the inside, and it's very tough to discount the Malini and Zenteno combo. And for third, the number 4, Isa Breeze. Roy Agostino sends this one out with Brian Shane in the saddle. Isa Breeze has not raced since 2023. She had a pretty solid campaign as a 3-year-old filly. Won first time out and picked up a few checks along the way. We'll see if this one can do any running off the layoff. Race 2 is a claiming race for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2. We're going 6 furlongs for a claiming price of $6,250 down to $6,000. Field of 6 to kick off the pick 5 on today's card. My top choice here is the number 3, Bamboo's Babe. Kicked off her season for $5,000 on June 3rd, stalked the pace and nearly got up to win, missed by a neck. Despite their rise in class, this is not a super tough group. Alexis Sanchez get the 5 pounds off with trainer Steve Cathcart. I think Bamboo's Babe could be very live in her second start off the bench. Just behind Bamboo's Babe, in third in that race, was the number 1, Tachyon Speed. Cheyenne Kerr coming down to pick up the mount for trainer Warren LeBlanc. Tachyon Speed, very good record here on the Fort Erie dirt. 6 top 3 finishes and 7 starts over the surface. Another one who should be live in her second start off of the bench. Then for third, the number 6, Seguria. Seguria ran for $8,000 on June 10th. Came up just short with a stablemate Misty Point winning the race. Juan Crawford rides for trainer Sharon Chicado, who's been sending out live runners so far at the meet. Seguria, definitely a contender from the outside. Race 3 is a claiming race for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2. It's another $6,250. This time we're going about 7 furlongs over the turf course. Field of 7 to kick off the pick 4. I've gone to the number 6, Now You See Me. John Sims sends this one out with Ishmael Mascara. Now You See Me kicked off her season in a 5-furlong dirt sprint. Never really got involved. That's not what she wants to do. You look at her form on the inner turf at Woodbine. She loves 2 turns on the turf. She's won sprinting on the synthetic too. She's not limited to 2 turns on turf, but 2 turns on turf is definitely better than 5/8 on the dirt. I think with that start into her, she should be plenty fit. John Sims, winner of one of the Cup Stakes last week. Always a live barn here at the Fort. Number 4, Naughty and Nice, goes out for trainer Julie Mathis. Kirk Johnson will be in the saddle. This one makes her first start of the year. Her form over the Fort Erie turf, 2 starts. She had a 10-length maiden win in July and then a second behind Gambler's Pose and an allowance in September. So we know she likes this turf course. She has speed, could break on top and keep going. This mare is by Big Screen out of Naughty Pine. Going for third on the outside, number 7, Tap Room. Matthew Dennis rides this Julie Mathis trainee. Tap Room kicked off her season in an off-turf sprint on June 10th. Made the lead but could not hold off Misty Point and Seguria in the final 1/8 of a mile. Got leg weary. Did get her maiden win on the turf. Definitely her preferred surface. Has a start into her. I don't know if they're going to send this one to go past the stablemate, Naughty and Nice. They both want to show speed. One of them's probably going to the lead and the other one will be tracking from the outside. We'll see how the race plays out. Tap Room could be good enough in her second start off the bench. Race 4 is a maiden allowance race. For 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs over the main track. Field of 7 set to go to gate here. And we got one coming down from Woodbine in the number 2, Bourbon North. This one sent down. Laura Crosseskyde has moved this one to the barn of Pat County Jr. He had been entered for $15,000 at Woodbine, but scratched, opted to come down here to race protected against easier company. This 4-year-old colt by Collected has speed out of the gate. Ishmael Mascara going to be in the saddle. He ran second for $40,000 in May at Woodbine, so that should make him tough here. We'll see if he can duplicate that kind of effort. He's going to have company on the lead, most likely from the number 3, Video Evidence, who ran a good second in the sprint in the Summer Cup on opening day, then took a shot at the optional 40 level at Woodbine, made the lead but could not sustain it at all. So he's getting back to racing out of his own stall, not having to ship, a surface that we know he likes, easier company. Kirk Johnson rides. I think Video Evidence definitely an obvious contender here. Another Julie Mathis trainee is the number 1, My Mathis Correct, son of Frack Daddy. First-time starter for the Mathis barn, worked 48-2 out of the gate on June 16th. Slightly outworked by Video Evidence on May 19th when they worked out of the gate. We'll see if he's ready. He might not have the speed of the two to his outside and might set things up very nicely. Juan Crawford will be in the saddle. Race 5 is a starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds and up, which have started for a price of $5,000 or less in the last 2 years, or going for a claiming price of $10,000. We're on the turf course, going about 7 furlongs here. Late double wagering kicks off. I've gone to the number 5, Blue Max, who was very disappointing on June 3rd in his first start in the return from Ohio. Just never really got going. Victory March won that day. That was a tough race. Victory March, my 2 Aunt Jones cost basis. I definitely expected more out of Blue Max, but they're not going to be at their best every time. Blue Max does have wins on the turf course up at Woodbine. He's a nice horse. He knows how to win. He was racing well for $15,000 in allowance in Ohio this winter. Had some very strong races here last fall. I'm expecting a better performance out of Blue Max. Number 2, Hiatus. He is the horse to beat. My only concern is the speed on his inside with half to reload. Could mess things up for him. Hiatus, super good here on the turf course last year. Had 4 wins in 7 starts. 3 of those wins came over the turf course. He can break on top and just keep going. He's so tough to reel in when he gets that early breather. Ishmael Mosquera has had success on this son of silent name. Jeff Voice, 3 for 4 to kick off the season. And I'd be remiss to leave out the number 4, Society Joe, the 2024 Puss in Boots Cup winner. Amanda Vandermeersch rides for Gary Chidobiak. Vandermeersch with a win in one of the long-run stakes on Father's Day. Society Joe loves the Fort Erie turf, has a pretty good post. It's just a matter of whether or not he's going to be ready off the layoff to take on this kind of company. Last race of the day, race 6, is a claiming race for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3. 8,000 down to 7,000. Distance of 6.5 furlongs. No jackpot high 5 wagering with the scratch of the number 7, Sir Shone. I'm going with the number 1, Rise My Guy. Kirk Johnson riding for trainer George Newland. Second best behind the solid Truly Mischief on June 3rd. That was a non-4 non-win of the year, so now he gets to face non-winners of 3. So even though he's going up in claiming price, I would say this is an easier race. He's got some tactical speed from the inside, should be well positioned. Rise My Guy definitely looks live here. Number 4, Attestation, makes his second start off the claim for trainer Joe Humber. Chris Husbands riding this one. Ran a really good 4th, just missed second by a neck when making his Fort Erie debut on June 3rd in an allowance non-winners of 3. Drops in for 8,000, so he should be live here. Just hopefully he'll have enough pace to close into, and he does get an extra furlong to work with. Then for 3rd, the number 6, Boston Bay. Ran a distant 3rd on June 10th. That was a pretty disappointing effort. 3rd in a 5-horse field. Before that, ran a pretty good 4th at the $6,000 level on May 27th. 58 buyer puts him in the hunt here. I think Boston Bay could turn things around a little bit here. 16 minutes to post for today's first race. 6 races on tap. Best of luck with all of your wagers and enjoy your day here at Fort Erie Racetrack.
It's easy to make a bet on HPIBet.com. Follow these simple steps and you'll be betting in no time. First, go to the HPIBet.com website. Sign in to your HPIBet account. Find the track and race you want to bet on. Click on the Place Bet button. Click on the bet type you want to wager with. Click on the amount you want to wager. Click on the horse you want to wager on. Click on the green Place Bet button. Review your bet confirmation information. It's all done. Remember, all this can be done on most mobile devices. Now cheer on your pick to victory.
What's up, Fort Erie? Hey, did you know that every time you place a wager at the Fort Erie racetrack, you actually have 2 chances to win? So after you place your wager on the horses, if it's a non-winning ticket, you take it over to customer service, put it in the basket in our non-winning ticket draw, and you might win a bunch of amazing prizes. We got shirts to give away. We have a growler from Silversmith Brewery. You can head over to Silversmith Brewery, get a whole bunch of beers on us. We got awesome hats. We have hats. Look at this awesome hat to celebrate the 90th anniversary of the Prince of Wales Stakes, or everyone's favorite local chef, Matty Matheson, a local legend, best chef in town, one of his cookbooks. You could win this, all kinds of other stuff. Just head over to customer service with your non-winning ticket. The ladies will hook you up with all the details.
Things off here in race 1. It's an allowance event for fillies and mares. Non-winners of 2 live set to go 5 A's here on the main track. And in terms of the horse to beat, the morning line favorite is the starting point, the 2 Rubies Ghost. She was very impressive in the Cup race on opening day, and maybe she had race day experience edge over others in there, but I think it was also just the performances that she was able to put in. She was able to equal her career best by her speed figure of a 56, and she was able to be closer to the action, and she drew clear. Don't let her fool you by a length there in the Summer Solstice Cup. I thought she got a great ride from Melanie Pinto, and now she finds herself in a logical spot to face winners, and just a lot to like about that performance last time out. So a horse that obviously demands respect in here. I think her main rival, though, is to her inside, the number 1, Linda's Opal, who was an 8-length maiden victor last time out. It was her first time on the dirt, first start in the barn in Nick Maloney Jr. and with True Stride horse racing, and she took command early. Was heavily favored in there. She won like she should have. Now the final time, 59, I wasn't enamored by it, but obviously it was pretty easy for her. It makes you wonder how much she was asked, and I still think she's going to need to take a little bit of a step forward here to compete with Ruby's Ghost, but be interesting to see how the pace dynamic plays out in this race. And finally, the number 3 in here, Silent Patsy. She's intriguing. I really liked her effort 3 back when she was able to break her maiden while in for 15,000. On her following start, she was in for 10,000 and picked out of that race, but she showed that if speed kind of unfolded in front of her, she was able to close. And I liked that trip. I think there's plenty of speed in here where maybe she's able to do the same thing. And the big question is now going to be the surface. She's never tried the dirt. She's now in the barn of Valerie Thompson and gets blinkers off. But I think it's the dirt works locally at Fort Erie that at least give her a little bit of a look in here in terms of the exotics. Maybe she can sneak into the Exacta. I use her in the 3rd spot, but we'll see what she can do in her dirt debut. Good luck.
Field is making their way on track for today's first race. Race 1 is an allowance race for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Traveling a distance of 5 furlongs, competing for a purse of $24,600. Race 1 offers win, play, show, exactor, 20-cent try, double, 20-cent super, 20-cent pick 3, and 20-cent pick 4 wagering. Race 1 post parade number 1 is Linda's Opal. Edgar Zenteno rides for trainer Nick Malini Jr. and owner True Stride Horse Racing. Number 2, Ruby's Ghost, races for Charles Fipke. Melanie Pinto has the ride for trainer Mickey Neubauer. Number 3 is Silent Patsy. Kirk Johnson in the saddle for trainer Valerie Thompson and owner Scott Simmons. Hopefield Farm owned the number 4, Isa Breeze. Brian Shane rides for trainer Roy Agostino. Completing the field, number 5, Mike and the Viking. Pierre Mailhot rides for trainer Richard Davis and owner Hesty Sport Incorporated. 2 minutes to post for race 1. Early pick 4 wagering kicks off here. Starting gate moving into position. Not much time left to get your race 1 wagers in. Heavy favorite at 1-2 is the number 2, Ruby's Ghost. Early pick 4 wagering kicks off here in race 1. Not too much time left to get those wagers in. Field for race 1 is now behind the starting gate. It is now post time. 2-5 still on the number 2, Ruby's Ghost. 2-1 action on the number 1, Linda's Opal. Set to begin loading for the first of 6 on a Monday at Fort Erie Racetrack. First in will be Linda's Opal and Edgar Zenteno. An 8-length winner in her last start. Ruby's Ghost, the Summer Solstice Cup winner, Melanie Pinto in the Charles Fipke Silks. Silent Patsy makes her Fort Erie debut under Kirk Johnson. Isa Breeze with Brian Shane. Last in will be Mike in the Viking and Pierre Mailhot. All set. And they're off. Isa Breeze broke sharply from the inside. Linda's Opal going for the lead with Ruby's Ghost between them and Mike in the Viking. These 4 across the track earlier. At the back early is Silent Patsy. The inside duel have taken off into a speed duel. It's Ruby's Ghost on the outside of Linda's Opal. Mike in the Viking is 2 lengths back in third, racing on the outside of Isa Breeze. Then it's a gap of 6 more to the trailer, Silent Patsy. The opening quarter was 23 seconds flat. There's 5/16 of a mile left to travel, and a short advantage goes to Ruby's Ghost. Linda's Opal still there from second. Mike in the Viking is third, moving well on the outside. Isa Breeze needs to find more from fourth, and still at the back, Silent Patsy. They turn for home, and now Ruby's Ghost is shaken 2 lengths clear. Linda's Opal trying to fight back on the inside. Second is Mike in the Viking. Isa Breeze fourth. Ruby's Ghost getting clear in the final 1/8 of a mile. It's Ruby's Ghost up by 4. Mike in the Viking a clear second. Linda's Opal's tired. This is all Ruby's Ghost. Ruby's Ghost and Melanie Pinto by 4 to open up the day. Mike in the Viking second, then Linda's Opal, Isa Breeze, and Silent Patsy. 5 furlongs and 59-1. Unofficial in the opener, the winner is number 2, Ruby's Ghost. Second is the 5, Mike in the Viking. Third, number 1, Linda's Opal. And fourth, number 4, Isa Breeze. Unofficial race 1 order, 2-5-1-4. Now returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of today's first race, number 2, Ruby's Ghost. Ruby's Ghost is a 3-year-old bay filly by Ghost Sapper out of Tail for Ruby, a homebred in Kentucky for Charles Fipke. Ridden to victory today by Melanie Pinto, Ruby's Ghost is trained by Mickey Neubauer. Ruby's Ghost now a perfect 2 for 2 here at Fort Erie Racetrack. An easy win against non-winners of 2 allowance today. 5 furlongs in a time of 59 and 1. Congratulations to the connections of Ruby's Ghost. Hold all tickets until race 1 is made official. And race 1 is official. Prices are up. Ruby's Ghost returns $230 to win, $210, $210. Second, number 5, Mike and the Vikings, $760 to place, $250. Third, number 1, Linda's Opal, $210 to show. $2 exacta, $2.5, $16.70. The $1 try, $2.51, $13.70. $1 super, $2.514, $29.45. And a reminder, folks, next Monday we will have a special Monday Tiki Bar concert featuring The Trip. As always, admission is free. Fort Foodie Fest returns on Sunday, July 27th. Don't miss out on the delicious action. Everything kicks off at noon. Race 2 coming up in 18 minutes. We have a rider change on the number 1, Tachyon Speed. Make the jockey Cheyenne Kerr correct the weight to 117 pounds with a 5-pound bug.
Race 2 is the claiming event for fillies and mares. Non-winners of 2 life set to go 6 furlongs on at the main track, and the claiming price is $6,250. I'll go with the second choice on the morning line, the 3 Bamboo's Babe for Stephen Cathcart. Now, this is a horse that you look at this mare, and in terms of her return to the races, I thought she ran really well. The winner, Fulcra, was able to take them gate to wire, and this mare was trying to get to her, just came up a neck short. She was in for the waiver last time out, so technically she jumps up a little bit in class, but I find this spot to be really intriguing for her based on the fact that she closed last time out. That was 5 ace. This is her second start off the freshening. The barn's been doing well, and I do think that additional furlong is really going to help her. So Bamboo's Babe on top for me. The 6 Sigria here is going to be the second choice. She just came up a little bit short last time out behind her stablemate Misty Point, who scored the upset at 15-1, and she was closing. Another one that I think it's a similar story. Another start. She's going to be third start off the layoff, so you have to think that's going to help her the additional furlong. My one reservation with a couple in here, right, is she is 0 for 10. Bamboo's Babe is 0 for 12. I think Bamboo's Babe, in terms of the figure, comparable to Seguria. I just kind of look at some of her races, and with the fact of Seguria's races in particular, she can be forward, she can close, she sometimes tires in her races. She's just a little inconsistent for me. If she wins here, I won't be shocked at all, but wanted to go different kind of direction in terms of the top spot. And finally from here, the number 1, Tachyon Speed. She's a mare that she typically doesn't win. She's 1 for 21, but look at her in terms of her minor placing. She's had 9 seconds and thirds combined. She's run her best races here at Fort Erie in terms of how she's finished. A horse that obviously was able to graduate at the 6 furlong distance and didn't face a tough group that day, but was able to draw clear by 10 1/4. She has some upside in here. She's going to be closing late, where I think the other two, potentially, depending how it plays out, could be a little bit closer. We'll see what the tactics will be as she does draw the inside. Maybe we will see her closer to the action, but I'm just going to use her here for a minor piece. But for me, the number 3, Bamboo's Babe, is the top pick. Best of luck.
field is making their way on track for today's second race. Race 2 is a claiming race for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Going for a claiming price of $6,250 down to $6,000. Traveling a distance of 6 furlongs, competing for a purse of $19,800. Race 2 offers win, place, show, exactor, 20-cent try, double, 20-cent super, 20-cent pick 3, and 20-cent pick 5 wagering. Race 2 post parade number 1 is Tachyon Speed. Cheyenne Kerr picks up the mount for trainer Warren LeBlanc and owner Trinity Racing Stables Incorporated. Number 2 is Holiday in Jail. Chris Husbands in the saddle for trainer Joe Humber and owner Joy Elkins. Number 3 is Bamboo's Babe racing for Andrew Stronach. Alexis Sanchez has the call for trainer Steve Cathcart. Number 4 is She's a Darling. Pierre Mailhot riding. Richard Davis trains and owns in partnership with Trevor Shand, Gerard Catalano, and Victor Nazo. Number 5 is Can't Buy Class. Leo Salas pilots for trainer Julie Mathis and owner David Mathis. Completing the field, number 6, Seguiria. Juan Crawford rides. Sharon Chicado trains and part owns with Vino Bahari. Pick 5 wagering kicks off here in race 2. Starting gate moving into position. Not much time left to get your race 2 wagers in. Pick 5 wager offered here. Even money choice is the number 2, Holiday in Jail. 8-5 on the number 6, Sigiriya. Last call to get those race 2 wagers in. They'll be heading to post shortly. Race 2 field is behind the starting gate. It is now post time. Field of 6 going to kick off the pick 5 wager. First up will be Tachyon Speed with Cheyenne Kerr. Holiday in Jail with Chris Husbands at even money. Bamboo's Babe and Alexis Sanchez come to gate 3. She's a Darling and Pierre Mailhot. She's a Darling comes up. Can't Buy Class and Leo Salas will be next. Last in will be Sigiriya with Juan Crawford. Sigiriya steps in. All set. And they're off. She's a Darling broke a bit slowly. Sigiriya showing speed from the outside. Bamboo's Babe is also showing up between horses. That's Holiday in Jail. Third along the inside is Tachyon Speed. Then we've got Bamboo's Babe. Following that one is the slow breaking She's a Darling, and the new trailer is Can't Buy Class. They're fairly bunched up in the early stages. It's less than 4 lengths front to back. The lead belongs to Sigiriya, who's racing 3 deep with Holiday in Jail between her and Tachyon Speed as they pass the opening quarter in 23 seconds flat. She's a Darling now makes a big rush as the complexion changes. Sigiriya tries to shake loose and is now being challenged by She's a Darling. 3 wide move from Bamboo's Babe from the back. She's passing Holiday in Jail and Tachyon Speed, and the trailer is still Can't Buy Class. Just over a quarter of a mile to go, and Sigiriya has repelled the bid of She's a Darling. Into second, Bamboo's Babe as they pass the half in 46 and 4. At the head of the lane, it's Sigiriya moving well. Down the outside, Bamboo's Babe tries to reel her in. The rest is a battle for show. Sigiriya still up by 2 within the 8th pole. Bamboo's Babe is trying. She's safe for second, but she's not going to get to Sigiriya. Sigiriya, Juan Crawford picks up where he left off. Another easy win by 5 lengths. Bamboo's Babe was second. Holiday in Jail and Can't Buy Class in a photo for show. 6 furlongs and 1:12 and 2. Unofficial in race 2, the winner is number 6, Sigiriya. Second is the 3, Bamboo's Babe. Third, number 2, Holiday in Jail. And fourth, number 5, Can't Buy Class. Unofficial race 2 order, 6-3-2-5. Now returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of today's second race, number 6, Sigiriya. Sigiriya is a 4-year-old bay filly by Mendelssohn out of Media Tone, bred in Kentucky by Mike Abraham. Ridden to victory today by Juan Crawford, Sigiriya is trained by Sharon Chicotto, who owns in partnership with Vino Bahari. Second lifetime win in 11 starts for Sigiriya. She was close a couple of weeks ago and proved best today, completing the 6 furlongs in a time of 1:12 and 2. Congratulations to the connections of Sigiriya. Hold all tickets until race 2 is made official. And race 2 is official. Prices are up. Sigiriya returns $4.90 to win, $2.70 and $2.20. Second, number 3, Bamboo's Babe, $4.70 to place, $2.50. Third, number 2, Holiday in Jail, $2.50 to show. $2 exacta 6-3, $23.40. The $1 try, 6-3-2, $38.40. $1 super, 6-3-2-5, $120, 95 cents. $2 double, 2-6, $6.80. We're having non-winning ticket draws today. Bring your non-winning tickets to the customer service desk for your chance to win a prize. Today's prize draw will feature autographed Prince of Wales t-shirts signed by winning jockey Justin Stein. Changes for race 3. We have a rider change on the number 2, Night Saber. Make the rider Pierre Mailhot. Couple of overweights. The number 6, Now You See Me, 1 pound over at 121. And the number 7, Tap Room, 1 pound over at 113. 20 minutes to post.
On the turf here in race 3 at about 7 furlongs, it's a claiming event for the fillies and mares, non-winners of 2 life, claiming price of $6,250. And Julie Mathis sends out a couple in here, and I'll go with the 4 Naughty and Nice from her barn as my top pick. I think looking at this mare, her best races have been over this turf course in terms of the figures that she's recorded, and even the turf course up at Woodbine earlier in her career where she scored a 60 Beyer. But when she won here, it was very impressive. This distance last year, maiden special weight competition, she was forward, she drew clear. Then you can see her other turf races. She was second best behind Gambler's Pose back in September. And if you remember that kind of performance from her and how that race played out in terms of her trip, she went to the lead and she was just passed in the final stages by a horse that was 102 or 103 to 1. So read into that how you'd like. I would say look at how she raced after that. She only beat 1 in that race up at Woodbine in her following start, but she was not that well defeated in there. She missed by less than 6 lengths. She was the pace setter. She had to stretch out to a mile, different configuration as well. And then, to kind of round out her 4-year-old campaign, I thought her second place finish was actually decent on the Tapeta up at Woodbine. So I think she's the horse to beat in my opinion. I'm going to use her in here. Others might go to her stablemate. We'll talk about her in a little bit. But the 6, Now You See Me, I don't know what to do with the last performance. I'm going to say she didn't like the dirt. She just never fired. She never looked comfortable on the surface. She now makes her second start off the layoff. She returns to a surface that she's run pretty well on. Look at her turf races. She's been able to close from off of it. She's been able to be closer. I think the turf's really going to wake her up, as well as making just another start in the barn. So to me, she's the second choice. And then I mentioned the other horse for Julie Mathis in the field outside of Naughty and Nice is the 7 Taproom, who was my top pick last time out. And I think it did hurt her that it was changed from the turf to the dirt. I do think she's going to take a step forward on the grass. We saw that when she was able to graduate. She was very impressive, got a 56 Beyer, which was her career best. And in her following start, we saw the same thing that we saw here back on June 10th. She just can't hold. Sometimes I feel like the speed doesn't hold as well on certain days on different surfaces. And I think for her, she's able to carry herself a little bit better on the grass. So she should take a step forward. She's 5-2 on the morning line. But for me, her stablemate at 3-1, Naughty and Nice, is a little bit more lucrative. And I think there's a couple of things that I prefer over that one. So she ends up being the top pick. Good luck.
Field is making their way on track for today's third race. Race 3 is a claiming race for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Going for a claiming price of $6,250 down to $6,000. Traveling a distance of about 7 furlongs over the turf course. Competing for a purse of $19,800. Race 3 offers win, place, show, exactor, 20-cent try, double, 20-cent super, 20-cent pick 3, and 20-cent late pick 4 wagering. Race 3 post parade, number 1 is Connect It. Chris Husbands rides for trainer Josh Robillard and owner Gage Travis. Number 2 is Night Saber. Pierre Mailhot picks up the mount for trainer Barbara Bailey and owner Jennifer Gutierrez. Number 3 is Wicken Sense. Leo Salas in the saddle. Michael Bennett trains and owns with a partner. We'll come back to the 4. Number 5 is Always Rosie, races for Six Brothers Stable. Amanda Vandermeersch has the mount for trainer Howard Keene. Number 6 is Now You See Me. Ishmael Mascara riding for trainer John Sims and owner Denise Carpenter. Number 7 is Tap Room. Matthew Dennis in the saddle for trainer Julie Mathis and owner Bruno Schickadans. And on screen now, number 4, Naughty and Nice, races for John Brown. Kirk Johnson rides for trainer Julie Mathis. 2 minutes to post for race 3. We are on the turf to kick off the late pick 4. Starting gate moving on to the turf course. Not too much time left to get your race 3 wagers in. Late pick 4 kicks off here in the third. 9-5 favorite, the number 7 Tap Room. Second choice is the stablemate, number 4 Naughty and Nice at 5-2. 4-1 action on the 2 Night Saber and the 6 Now You See Me. Pretty competitive board for this field of 7. Not too much time to get those race 3 wagers in. Field for race 3 is behind the starting gate. It is now post time. Favoritism has been shifting between the two Julie Mathis trainees. Slight favorite is the number 7 Taproom at 9-5, 2-1 on the 4 Naughty and Nice. First to load will be Connect It with Chris Husbands. Night Saber with Pierre Mailhot. Late pick 4 wagering kicks off here in the 3rd. Our first of 2 turf races on the card. Wiccan Sense and Leo Salas. Naughty and Nice bet down to 3-2. Kirk Johnson aboard. Naughty and Nice comes up. Always Rosie and Amanda Vandermeers to gate 5. Always Rosie hesitant. Goes up now. Not quite. Now in. Now You See Me and Ishmael Mascara. Last in will be Taproom and Matthew Dennis. All set. And they're off. A very level beginning from the center. Naughty and Nice is showing speed with Night Saber on the inside. Taproom looking for position from the far outside draw. Connect It moving into mid-pack along the rail with Always Rosie to her outside. Wiccan Sense will race towards the back, and the trailer is Now You See Me. Naughty and Nice has sprinted clear to a 3-length lead as they round the opening turn. Second on the inside is Night Saber with Taproom to her outside in 3rd. A gap of 2.5 to Connect It, racing in 4th. Always Rosie races as a pair with Now You See Me, and the trailer is now Wiccan Sense. The opening quarter was 23-2. They're midway down the backstretch, and Naughty and Nice is racing unchallenged at 3-5. Night Saber is alone in 2nd, racing 2.5 lengths better than Taproom. Connect It comes off the rail to try and launch a rally from 4th. Now You See Me has been wide throughout. Wiccan Sense is moving well on the inside, and now trying to launch a rally from the back is Always Rosie. Half and 46-3. They've yet to reach Naughty and Nice, who's moving comfortably with a 4-length advantage as they reach the quarter pole. Night Saber is still racing in 2nd. Taproom is 3rd. Not much movement from the back. They swing for the drive, and nobody is getting to Naughty and Nice yet. Naughty and Nice still up by 4. Connect It tries to make a rally on the inside, trying to get to Night Saber. Always Rosie wide on the course. Naughty and Nice has been well clear throughout, but Connect It is gobbling up ground on the inside. It's going to be a close finish. Connect It flying up the inside. Connect It gets up past Naughty and Nice. Connect It in an 11-1 upset. Naughty and Nice 2nd, then Night Saber and Always Rosie. About 7 furlongs and 124 flat. Unofficial in race 3, the winner is number 1, Connect It. Second is the 4, Naughty and Nice. Third, number 2, Night Saber. And fourth, number 5, Always Rosie. Unofficial race 3 order, 1, 4, 2, 5. Now returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of today's third race, number 1, Connect It. Connect It is a 6-year-old dark bay or brown mare by Connect out of Thine, bred in Louisiana by Elm Tree Farm LLC. Congratulations to Chris Husbands on his first win of the season. Connected is trained by Josh Robillard, also his first win of the 2025 season. For owner Gage Travis. Second lifetime win in 31 starts for Connected. She rallies up the inside of the turf course to complete the about 7 furlongs in a time of 1:24 flat. Congratulations to the connections of Connected. Hold all tickets until race 3 is made official. Race 3 is now official. Prices are up. Connected pays $24.50 to win, $5.80 and $3.20. Second, number 4, Naughty and Nice, $2.40 to place, $2.10. Third, number 2, Night Saber, $2.80 to show. $2 exacta, 1-4, 54.10. The $1 try, 142, 69.55. $1 super, 1425, $476.85. $2 double, 6-1, 63.90. And the $1 pick 3, 45.40. The fan favorite Wiener Dog races are coming back to Fort Erie Racetrack. Sunday, July 13th is the date. Admission is free. Registration details are available on our website. More dog racing comes back on Sunday, August 17th with the Basset Hound and Corgi races. Race 4 is coming up in 21 minutes. There are no changes.
Race 4 is a maiden special weight event for the Colts and Geldings, 3-year-olds and upward at a distance of 6 furlongs on the main track. We see there's a little bit of everything. You have first-time starters. You have horses that maybe ran okay in their debut or maybe, one of their few races. Then you have horses that have a little bit more experience, but they've yet to try the dirt. So with that said, I'm going to go with the wild card, one of the wild cards in here. The number 1, my math is correct. A first-time starter in the barn of Julie Mathis. This one's by Frack Daddy, who, if you look in terms of sprinting numbers, little below average sprinting on the dirt, but that's not a concern with me. I think when you look at the bottom, Lady Sarah, she was accomplished on the racetrack, though most of her wins were on the grass. And in terms of the siblings, only one sibling has been productive, but that one's been really productive. It's been able to win basically on any surface. So curious to see how this one will fare. I think the real selling point for me was not just the bottom side of the pedigree, but it was the most recent drill. This is a horse that's been working steadily, but had a really big drill in preparation for this race. It was from the gate. It was 48-2, fastest of 16 workers at the 4 furlong distance. And we'll see how this one fares. Does have to overcome the rail draw, which don't like for first-time starters. I say that every single time, and that's not going to change here, but I just wonder if this firster will be ready to roll and maybe offer more value than a couple others in here. But we start to look at some of the others. The 6 Sweeping Red, big price on the morning line, 10-1. I'll be honest, I don't think he wants to go 6 furlongs. Physically, he's a beast. He's a really big horse. I think he needs to go 2 turns, but these connections know very well. You have to kind of pick and choose your spots, and we're not going 2 turns so early in the meet right now on the dirt. So Sweeping Red finds himself getting an additional 1/8 of a mile, which I think will help him. Thought his effort in the sprint into Summer Cup, he was 3rd. Yes, he was beaten by 7.5, but he fought. If you watch that performance, it looked like he was going to drop back, and he still hung in there, and I like that. I thought he was tenacious. I thought he took a lot out of that race, and like I said, additional 1/8 of a mile may not put him in the winner's circle, but I think that combined with his second time racing ever, I think we're going to see a better performance from Sweeping Red. And finally, the 2 Bourbon North. Not going to be surprised if he goes off favorite in here based on the effort to back. His first start as a 4-year-old, first start off a 10-month layoff, and the way that he was able to go to the front, he set some good fractions early, 22-3, 45-4. Those sorts of fractions make you wonder, with the way that he went to the front, how is he going to fare on the dirt? You'd have to think he probably fares pretty well here on the dirt, but I do think he's going to be extremely short price in this spot, and we'll see what he can do, but I think if he's able to show that speed and he's unchallenged, he could be very tough in here, but I have to think a couple of others will try to pressure him early, both from his inside and his outside, which interestingly enough are stablemates. We'll see how this maiden special weight event fares and how it plays out, but I'll go to the first-time starter. My math is correct from the rail. Good luck.
Field is making their way on track for today's fourth race. Race 4 is a maiden allowance race for 3-year-olds and up, going a distance of 6 furlongs, competing for a purse of $21,600. Race 4 offers win, place, show, exactor, 20-cent try, double, 20-cent super, and 20-cent pick 3 wagering. Race 4 post parade number 1 is My Mathis Correct. Juan Crawford rides for trainer Julie Mathis and owner David Mathis. Number 2 is Bourbon North. Ishmael Mascara has the call for trainer Patrick County Jr. and owner Krause Skyday Racing Stable. Also going for Julie and David Mathis is the number 3, Video Evidence. The rider is Kirk Johnson. Number 4 is The Great PJ. Amanda Vandermeersch in the saddle for owner-trainer George Newland. Number 5 is Jersey King, racing for Six Brothers Stable. Edgar Zenteno rides for trainer Ken Albu. Number 6 is Sweeping Red. Chris Husbands rides for trainer Kevin Buttigieg and owner Colebrook Farms. Completing the field, number 7, Speedy Bullet. Leo Salas rides for trainer Sharon Chicado and owners Anna Cini and Dalamonte Holdings. 2 minutes to post for race 4, final pick 3 of the day, kicks off here. Starting gate is taken position. Last call to get your race 4 wagers in. Heavy favorite at 1-2 is the number 2 Bourbon North coming down from Woodbine. Final pick 3 of the day kicks off here, and they are heading to post. Race 4 field is behind the starting gate. It is now post time. First to come up will be first-time starter My Math is Correct with Juan Crawford. 2 grays in this field for the team of Julian David Mathis. My Math is Correct goes up. Bourbon North at 3-5 with Ishmael Mosquera. Video Evidence and Kirk Johnson. Another first-time starter, the Great PJ with Amanda Vandermeersch. And another debut runner in the mix, Jersey King. Edgar Zenteno is off. Jersey King will remount in the starting gate. Sweeping Red and Chris Husbands. Last in will be Speedy Bullet and Leo Salas. All set. And they're off. Video Evidence broke like a shot from the center. Bourbon North is second on the inside, advancing to launch a challenge. Speedy Bullet and Sweeping Red races a pair. They're a length better than Jersey King. My Math is Correct falls back with the Great PJ. 4.5 furlongs to travel. It's a duel for the lead between Bourbon North and Video Evidence. Stalking from third is Sweeping Red with Speedy Bullet to his outside. It's a gap of 3 to the Great PJ, who's just past Jersey King, and the trailer is My Math is Correct. 22 and 3 for a contested opening quarter. Video Evidence right back on the outside of Bourbon North. Speedy Bullet is third on the outside with Sweeping Red. Those two have been racing in tandem throughout. In good position from fifth is the Great PJ. A quarter of a mile to go. It is now Speedy Bullet who's overtaken Video Evidence as Bourbon North drops out. Swinging to the far outside to try and launch a rally from the back is My Math is Correct at the head of the lane. It is Speedy Bullet on top. Speedy Bullet has the lead. Video Evidence tries to dig back in. It's well back to the Great PJ in third. The lead belongs to Speedy Bullet. Speedy Bullet opens up a length and a half. Speedy Bullet going better than Video Evidence. Coming down to the wire, Speedy Bullet and Leo Salas. Speedy Bullet by 2. Video Evidence second, then the Great PJ and My Math is Correct. 6 furlongs in 1:11 and 4. Unofficial in race 4, the winner is number 7, Speedy Bullet. Second is the 3, Video Evidence. Third, number 4, the Great PJ. And fourth, number 1, My Math is Correct. Unofficial, race 4 order, 7-3-4-1. Now returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of today's fourth race, number 7, Speedy Bullet. Speedy Bullet is a 4-year-old bay gelding by Super Speedy out of Prized Bourbon, bred here in Ontario by Stephen Burks. Ridden to victory today by Leo Salas. Speedy Bullet is trained by Sharon Chicotto, who scores a double on the card, owned by Anacini and Dalamonte Holdings Incorporated. Speedy Bullet breaks the maiden in start number 9, his Fort Erie debut, completing the 6 furlongs in a time of 1:11 and 4. Congratulations to the connections of Speedy Bullet. Hold all tickets until race 4 is made official. Race 4 is now official. Prices are up. Speedy Bullet, $9.60 to win, $4.30 and $3.90. Second, number 3, Video Evidence, $4.90 to place, $3.40. Third, number 4, The Great PJ, $6.10 to show. $2 exacta, $7.3, $51.70. The $1 try, $7.34, $177.10. $1 supers, $7.341, $1,082.75. $2 double, $1.7, $222.80. $1 pick 3, $260.75. And the $1 pick 4, $367.85. Save the date, the 90th running of the Prince of Wales Stakes is taking place on Tuesday, September 9th. New for Prince of Wales Day this year is our fashion contest. Come on out to see who will be crowned the best dressed at the 90th Prince of Wales. Changes for race 5. We have an overweight on the number 3, Karoom, 3 pounds over at 113 pounds. 18 minutes to post. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our winners of the non-winning ticket prize draw. Congratulations to Roger Fast and George Minogue. Could Roger Fast and George Minogue please head down to customer service? You have won the non-winning ticket prize draws for today.
Race 5 is a really interesting event, a starter optional claiming race on the turf course at about 7 furlongs. And we'll kick it off with the 2 Hiatus, who's just been a really fun horse to watch. Excited to see what he'll do now as a 7-year-old, because as a 6-year-old, he was 4 for 7. He only missed the board once in, the plethora of races, and that was when he was 4th, where he failed on the front. He had to go a mile and a 16th, and he can go a mile and 16th on the turf. He can go 7 ace on the turf, and we saw that fresh off the layoff last year, where he was able to score gate to wire. He's a horse that wants to be forward, and I don't think you can really fight him on that. Just let him go. Let him do his thing. If he doesn't make the lead, he showed us in years past that he can close from off of it. But I think he's a horse that you have to ride him smart. You have to ride him like he wants to be ridden. So I think they're going to go here. I do think the one thing that works against him is there is speed to his inside. Have to reload a dirt sprinter. Way to return to the turf for the first time in quite some time. Might be able to challenge him early and soften him up, but I still think this horse has been able to kind of fend off challengers in the past, and having such good turf form really bodes well for him. So Hiatus is the top pick. The 4 Society Joe. So excited to see the one-eyed horse return to the turf course here at Fort Erie, because his 2 best career races have been over this turf course. He scored a huge upset last year in the Puss in Boots Cup, where he was 42-1. He got up to draw clear by nearly 2 lengths. And then in his following start, he was able to win on the cutback. And I think, longer term, maybe he wants to go a little bit longer than 7 furlongs. I think, looking towards the Puss in Boots, maybe again, a mile and a 16th will be that distance. But I think the big wake-up call, Amanda Vandermeer got aboard him 4 starts back and reunited with him as she had been aboard in the past, and just gave him a mid-pack trip. Didn't have to, put him towards the back of the pack and make him work harder for it. Didn't send him from the gate, just put him in a position where he's more into striking range and then makes one late run. And that's what happened in those 2 wins. So I think with that in mind, going to be interesting to see if he's ready to roll off the bench now as an 8-year-old. But he could get the right trip in here, and a horse that obviously does like it here over the lawn. And finally, the 6 Valley Victory. Let's give me my price in here. Last time out, they tried the dirt, 22nd career, first time on the dirt, and he just didn't handle it. And I'll be honest, I used him a little bit in the minors and just wasn't able to fire. And I will say that starter optional claiming grip, a tough one. We know that Victory March was just 2nd recently in another cup race, and then Cost Basis. The 3rd place finisher came back to win quite nicely here not too long ago as well. So the waters were deep. I think the main thing to look at is his synthetic form. He has tried the turf, and those races are okay, but his races 3 and 4 back, I think, make him a major player here. I think he's going to have the jump on horses like Society Joe, but he's not going to be forward like Hiatus. And if Hiatus is pressured by have to reload, I wonder if Valley Victory is in that right spot, just close enough to the pace where he sort of has first run on the others. And he's 15-1 on the morning line. I don't anticipate him being 15-1, but I do think he's going to offer value in here. And I wouldn't be scared, of him in this spot in terms of scared to use him. I think draw a line through his last race, go to his other form. There are things to like. Good luck.
Field is making their way on track for today's fifth race. Race 5 is a starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds and up, which have started for a claiming price of $5,000 or less in the last 2 years, or going for a claiming price of $10,000. We're traveling a distance of about 7 furlongs over the turf course, competing for a purse of $21,300. Race 5 offers win, place, show, exactor, 20-cent try, double, and 20-cent superfecta wagering. Race 5 post parade. Number 1 is Have to Reload. Melanie Pinto rides. Michael Blake trains for Ascot Stud, Amanda Enns, Michael Blake Sr., Rachel Stalker Parks, and Mark Stout. Number 2 is Hiatus. Ishmael Mosquera in the saddle for trainer Jeff Boyce, who owns in partnership with Herb McGurr Jr. and Greg Atho. Also from the barn of Jeff Boyce is the number 3, Karoom. Matthew Dennis rides, owned by Robin Voice and Melinda Schuett. Number 4, Society Joe. Amanda Vandermeersch in the saddle for trainer Gary Chidobiak and owner Catherine Morissette. Kevin Buttigieg owns and trains the number 5, Blue Max. The rider is Edgar Zenteno. Number 6 is Valley Victory, racing for John Grinsteins. Leo Salas rides for trainer Claudia Rabstein. Completing the field, number 7, Gus's Gamble. Kirk Johnson rides for trainer Ken Albu and owner Six Brothers Stable. 1 minute to post for race 5. We're on the turf to kick off the late double. Starting gate moving on to the turf course. Not much time left to get your race 5 wagers in. 5-2 favorite is the number 2 Hiatus. Stablemate Karoom close in the wagering at 3-1. 7-2 support on the number 5 Blue Max, a competitive betting board on the turf to kick off the late double. Not too much time left to get those race 5 wagers in. Race 5 field is behind the starting gate. It is now post time. Hiatus remains the favorite at 9-5. Field of 7 to kick off the late double. About 7 furlongs over the turf course. First to come up will be Have to Reload and Melanie Pinto. Pinto, a winner with her only other mount on the card. Have to Reload goes up. Hiatus and Ishmael Mascara, 9-5. Stablemate Karoom with Matthew Dennis to gate 3. Puss in Boots Cup winners Society Joe and Amanda Vandermeersch. Society Joe a bit reluctant. And Society Joe goes up. Blue Max and Edgar Zenteno. Valley Victory and Leo Salas. Last in will be Gus's Gamble with Kirk Johnson. 6-5 on Hiatus. As we wait for Gus's Gamble. Gus's Gamble, not too keen on loading. Goes up. All set. And they're off. Hiatus broke sharply. Karoom broke slow. From the outside, Gus's Gamble and Valley Victory are both rushing to put the pressure on Hiatus. Have to Reload is racing as a pair with Blue Max. Then we have Society Joe, and it's about 8 more lengths back to Karoom, who's going to have to make up 12 at least on the leader. Hiatus was able to respond to the early challenges and is now a length and a half clear as they turn into the backstretch. Gus's Gamble races on the outside in second, 2 lengths better than Valley Victory, who's found his way to the rail. Blue Max is racing in fourth. He has 6 lengths to make up on the leader. Have to reload fifth. Society Joe sixth, and still well back to Karoom. The opening quarter was raced in 22 and 2. It's a quick pace being set by Hiatus. He still has a 2-length advantage on Gus's Gamble. 3 more to Valley Victory. They raced well spread out as they go into the far turn. Racing fourth on the outside is Blue Max. Have to Reload needs to do better. Still at the back, Society's Joe, and Karoom is out of the race. Just over a quarter of a mile to go, 45 and 1 to the half. It's Hiatus up by 4. Angling to the outside to try and launch a rally is Valley Victory as Gus's Gamble calls it quits. Blue Max tries to launch a rally from the back, but Hiatus is still moving strong at the 8th pole. It's Hiatus. Valley Victory is trying to reel him in. Blue Max is into third. Hiatus is getting a little tired. Valley Victory tries to gain. Hiatus still on top by 2. Valley Victory is coming, but as they approach the wire, it's Hiatus. Hiatus holds on a length. Hiatus over Valley Victory, then Blue Max and Society Joe, about 7 furlongs in 1:22 and 4. Unofficial in race 5, the winner is number 2, Hiatus. Second is the 6, Valley Victory. Third, number 5, Blue Max, and fourth, number 4, Society Joe. Unofficial race 5 order, 2, 6, 5, 4. Now returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of today's 5th race, number 2, Hiatus. Hiatus is a 7-year-old bay gelding by Silent Name out of Honey Rider, bred here in Ontario by Adena Springs. Ridden to victory today by Ishmael Mascara, Hiatus goes gate to wire, trained by Jeff Voice, who owns in partnership with Herb McGurr Jr. and Greg Atto. 12th lifetime win in 40 starts for this lover of the Fort Erie turf course. Hiatus wins off the layoff, completing the about 7 furlongs in a time of 1:22 and 4. Congratulations to the connections of Hiatus. Hold all tickets until race 5 is made official. It's official. Prices are up. Hiatus returns $470 to win, $320 and $260. Valley Victory paid well to place, $760, $460 to show. Third, number 5, Blue Max, $4 to show. $2 exacta, 2.6, 28.40. The $1 try, 2.65, $135.75. $1 super, 2.654, $576.50. $2 double, 7.2, 19.10. And the $1 pick 3, $165.70. Fort Erie Racetrack is pleased to welcome the Niagara Lamplighters. Enjoy your day here at the races. Fort Erie Racetrack would like to say thank you to Oneida New Holland of Niagara, a proud partner of the Fort Erie Racetrack. They've provided us with a new tractor for our maintenance this season. Changes for race 6. There will be no jackpot high five wagering in race 6. Rider change on the number 3, 40 Flash. Make the rider Pierre Mailhot. Stewart scratch the number 7, Sir Shone. 19 minutes to post.
Race 6 is where we round out the program. It's on the main track at 6.5 furlongs, and it's a claiming event for the males. $8,000 is the claiming price. These are non-winners of 3 Life. And I'll be honest, I was torn between the 5 Defogger and the 1 Rise My Guy as the top pick, and I do go to Rise My Guy based on what we saw last time out. I thought it was a game second. I think Truly Mischief was just better and was the horse to beat in that spot, and I think he's kind of racing for second at that point. But I think the other thing to consider is I'm not sure he wants to go 5 furlongs. I actually prefer him going 6, 6.5, and kind of go back to the race, say 5.5 in October when he was able to win, or even his performance at 6 furlongs where he's claimed for 4,000. He's sort of a stalking pace horse, right, where he wants to be maybe a length or 2 off of it and tries to make a late run. And, the time that he was well defeated at 6.5, Heat Merchant came back to win next time out, and I think has really turned out to be a decent dirt horse, even though recently he's been up north. I think we might see him, I don't know, maybe dabble back in the races here at Fort Erie, and a very competitive horse. So I think he's well spotted, Rise My Guy. I like the inside for him. He'll be able to save ground and get into a good position close to the action. Now, the 5 Defogger I mentioned, thought about using him as the top pick. Think we're going to see different tactics. Get a different rider, but I think the main thing with Defogger is his 2 best races here have been at 6.5. Yes, there's been moisture in the track, but he was put into those races. I don't think he wants to stalk, and I wonder at 6.5 and kind of how the pace scenario shapes up in here. Can he get the lead? I think he could be close to it. I think the concern with maybe the pace is maybe the 7 is going to go based on what we saw in those last couple of efforts, and that could hurt Defogger, but I think Defogger is going to be quite close to the pace. And with that in mind, I think that's when he produces his best efforts. I'm going to draw a line through his last couple. You have to realize they're allowance competition, and yeah, one of them was Heat Merchant. I already mentioned that name, but Ernie's Martini, Grand Spirited, Name of the Game. These are horses that are quality horses. I think this is going to be a way softer group than we've seen him in quite some time. I think that could maybe be the difference maker for him, combined with maybe a different trip for Defogger. And finally, the 4 Attestation exits that same race as Defogger, and he ran okay. He finished mid-pack in there. He finished 4th. The big thing is he closed from off of it. He had to do his running from the back of the pack. That somewhat concerns me a little bit, that he's going to have too much work to do. I do think in some ways you think that the additional furlong is going to help him, and it could, but sometimes we see that sprinters, they don't get the quick fractions that they need to close, and maybe that'll be the case. But regardless, I think he's got some upside now. Just second start in the barn of Joe Humber, and ran well in that first start, and another one that's in for the tag after not being in for a tag last time against allowance level competition. But for me, Rise My Guy, will look for him to improve. Second start off the freshening and with the additional furlong and a half. Good luck.
Field is making their way on track for today's sixth and final race. Race 6 is a claiming race for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. Going for a claiming price of $8,000 down to $7,000. Traveling a distance of 6 1/2 furlongs, competing for a purse of $22,200. No jackpot high-five wagering offered today. Race 6 offers win, play, show, exactor, 20-cent try, and 20-cent superfecta wagering. Race 6 post parade, number 1 is Rise My Guy. Kirk Johnson rides for trainer George Newland and owner Lincoln Rodhay. Ken Albu owns and trains the number 2, Bill Needle. The rider is Leo Salas. Number 3 is 40 Flash, racing for Jennifer Gutierrez. Pierre Mailhot picks up the mount for trainer Barbara Bailey. Number 4 is Attestation. Chris Husband's in the saddle for trainer Joe Humber and owner Joy Elkins. Number 5 is Defogger. Terry Husbands has the call for trainer Ken Albu and owner Pier 1 Stables. Completing the field, number 6, Boston Bay. Edgar Zenteno riding for trainer Ken Smith and owner Radcliffe Racing Stable. Scratch the 7. 1 minute to post for race 6. Field for race 6, about to head behind the starting gate. It is now post time. 6-5 favorite is the number 1, Rise My Guy. 2-1, now 9-5 on the number 4, Attestation. A reminder, there's no jackpot high five wagering today. The jackpot high five will resume tomorrow. Field of 6 to close out this Monday here at the Border Oval. First to go up, Rise My Guy with Kirk Johnson. Gate 2 for Bill Needle and Leo Salas. 40 Flash with Pierre Mailhot to gate 3. Attestation at 2-1 with Chris Husbands. They're loading quickly. Defogger with Terry Husbands. Last in will be Boston Bay and Edgar Zenteno. All set for the nightcap. And they're off. Very level beginning. Rise My Guy showing good speed from the inside. Racing in second, putting the pressure on, is 40 Flash. Defogger is third. Fourth on the outside, Boston Bay with Bill Needle, and the trailer is Attestation, but they're pretty compact, 5 lengths front to back. Rise My Guy being hounded by 40 Flash as they roll down the backstretch. Attestation is advanced into third, splitting foes with Defogger to his outside as they pass the quarter in 23 flat. Bill Needle is saving ground from fifth, and the new trailer is Boston Bay. Still little separates them as they race into the sunset turn. Rise My Guy cannot quite shake clear of 40 Flash, but his lead is up to a half length. Attestation is loving what he sees in front of him. He's moving well in the 3-path with Defogger 4 wide. Bill Needle is just 2 lengths off the lead, but he needs somewhere to go, and Boston Bay is angling to the outside to launch his rally. The whole field still just 3 lengths front to back. The half was 46 and 4. Rise My Guy is tired. The lead now belongs to Attestation. It's Attestation and Chris Husbands as they race down the stretch. Rise My Guy on the inside. Bill Needle has found room and he's trying to surge, but he still has 2 lengths to make up on Attestation. It's Attestation up by 2. Bill Needle coming. Boston Bay from the back, but Attestation is going to prove best. Attestation wins by 1 1/4. Bill Needle second, then a tired Rise My Guy in Boston Bay. 6.5 in 118 and 3. Unofficial in race 6, the winner is number 4, Attestation. Second, number 2, Bill Needle. Third, number 1, Rise My Guy. And fourth, number 6, Boston Bay. Unofficial race 6 order, 4-2-1-6. Now returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of today's 6th race, number 4, Attestation. Attestation is a 3-year-old bay colt by American Pharaoh out of Top Cats. Bred here in Ontario by Copperwater Thoroughbreds Company Limited. A riding double on the card for Chris Husbands. Attestation is trained by Joe Humber for Joy Elkins. Third lifetime win for Attestation, his second start over the Fort Erie Dirt. A beautiful trip to complete the 6.5 furlongs in a time of 1:18 and 3. Congratulations to the connections of Attestation. Hold all tickets until race 6 is made official. And race 6 is official. Prices are up. Attestation, $9.70 to win, $5.80 and $3. Second, number 2, Bill Nadel, $8.90 to place, $3.30. Third, number 1, Rise My Guy, $2.20 to show. $2 exacta, 4-2, $51.60. $1 try, 421, $89.75. $1 super, 4216, $284, 25 cents. No high five wagering today. $2 double, 2-4, $27.20. The $1 pick 3, $85.95. Big payouts in the last multi-races. $1 late pick 4, $1,188, 5 cents. And the $1 pick 5 returned $5,425, 35 cents. Visit our website, forterieracing.com, for information about everything going on here at the track. Tune into the pre-race show to get info about the track conditions, scratches and changes, handicapping picks, and info about upcoming races and events. Racing will resume tomorrow at Fort Erie. Post time is 4:30. Next Monday, we'll have a free concert featuring The Trip at the Tiki Bar. Wiener Dog Races coming back to Fort Erie on Sunday, July 13th. Admission is free. Registration details are available on our website. More dog racing this summer. Sunday, August 17th, we will be hosting the Basset Hound and Corgi races. Fort Foodie Fest returns on Sunday, July 27th. Don't miss out on the delicious action. Post time is at noon. Once again, we want to say a big thank you to our partners at Oneida New Holland of Niagara for providing us with a new tractor for maintenance this year. Tune into Your TV Niagara for the Fort Erie Race Replay Show, Channel 700, Thursdays at 10:30 and Saturdays at 10. And that concludes the Monday action here from Fort Erie. We want to thank everybody for joining us here today. Have a safe drive home and enjoy the rest of your Monday night. We will be back tomorrow. Post time is 4:30.